What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video, I am going to be having a look at the brand new Halloween H20 Michael Myers figure from NECA, the Ultimate. I know this has been out for a little bit now. I just got mine today, the day after Halloween. Happy belated Halloween, everyone. I know I didn't upload any videos yesterday. I was going to do my Welcome to Derry episode 2 review, because I've seen the episode. But I was just too busy just doing Halloween stuff, just handing out candy, spending time with my family, stuff like that. So I didn't upload yesterday. I did upload a short, but this video will be uploaded 2 days after Halloween. So you won't see it the day I'm recording this. You'll see it the next day. But I will be uploading my Welcome to Derry episode 2 review today. But yeah, enough of me rambling on. Let's get right into the figure. Alrighty, so here we have the box. Now, I thought it's so interesting that NECA chose to go with this poster for Halloween H20 when we all know this is not the typical Halloween H20 poster. Typically, it's the one with Michael's face on the side and the Scream-inspired poster with all the faces on it, like Jamie Lee Curtis and stuff. So why they chose to go with this poster is beyond me, but you know, still works. Got the Halloween H20 logo there, the Ultimate Michael Myers action figure at the bottom. There we have the side of the box, just Halloween H20. Here's the back. We have different shots of all the different masks on the figure. Then a repeat on the other side. We can open up the figure, or the box, sorry. Here we have the figure inside. Got a nice picture of Michael Myers right there on the side. And yeah, looks pretty good. I can't wait to get them opened up, and then we'll have a closer look. All right, so here we have Michael Myers all out of the box. Now, before we have a look at Michael, we're going to take a look at his accessories, as always. So the first thing he comes with is this pumpkin. Not even a jack-o'-lantern this time around, just a pumpkin. Very strange-looking pumpkin. It's very tall. Don't know, I guess, why they chose that pumpkin for the film. Obviously, this is the pumpkin at the beginning of the movie, where you see the lady carving it, and you can actually take the butcher knife and put it into the pumpkin like that. And this is definitely how I will be displaying it. But while we have the knives in our hand, or the knife in my hand, shall we say, we can have a look at the other one. Same thing, just with blood. Blood effect looks decent. Pretty cool. Nothing too crazy. Just your standard looking butcher's knives. Here we have some hands. Now, there's nothing really too special about any of these hands. They're just interchangeable hands for holding different items. These three look almost exactly the same. So does the fourth one, really. This is the only one that actually looks different. I can't tell if his hands are meant to look burned or if they just have a large amount of veins on them and wrinkles. I'm not quite sure, because in the film, it does take place after H2, but I do not remember him having scars on his hands. I could be wrong, but I feel like that was more of an H4, 5, and 6 thing. He also comes with this ice skate, which is cool. I mean, it's really only good for him to hold. You know, he really can't put it into anybody's head like it is with Joseph Gordon-Levitt in the film. But it's still cool. Got some nice blood detailing on there. And just an ice skate. I mean, pretty creative. One of Myers' more creative kills. He also comes with a fire axe, which he has at the end of the movie. Or really, Laurie has at the end of the movie. But pretty cool, though. Just a regular fire axe, you know, with the red post there. And it looks pretty cool. All right, so now we're going to get into the interesting part. Let's do the head sculpt. So the first head sculpt is the K&B head sculpt. Now, everybody knows, everybody hates the fucking K&B mask. It looks like shit. I do think they translated well into figure form, and I actually don't hate it on figure form. I don't know why. Something about it I do kind of appreciate. I don't know what it is, but this also could pass for an H4 if NECA doesn't decide to make one, which I would hope they will. I really want an H4 Ultimate. H1 and H4, like the two main ones they still haven't done. I hope they will get around to doing them, but looks pretty cool. You know, this is definitely not the one I will be displaying him with. But still, it's a decent look, I suppose. They got the detailing well with the, you know, his hair is just kind of slicked back. It's not really poofy. You know, the painted eyebrows, a very plain look to it. Again, it's all right looking. Now, here we have the CGI mask. Now, I've been seeing this all over online. It's literally just the same thing as the Stan Winston, except it has a little bit more shading, which to me, I like it. It just, this does not look like the CGI mask. If they saw a picture of the CGI mask and then made this out of it, I feel like they kind of half-assed it. The CGI mask, you know, it's a weird one. It's definitely scary looking in my opinion, but it does not have poofy hair like this. You know, the hair is more like matted down, way more, there's way more of a, like a, I don't even know how to describe it, I guess, sheen on the mask, because obviously it's digital, it looks fake as hell, but I still think that they did a decent enough job. I don't know which one I'll be displaying him with. It'll be one of these two. I'm kind of slightly leaning towards the CG mask. I don't know why, I just like kind of like the, I like the paint on it a little better, but, you know. And then here we have the regular Stan Winston sculpt, which looks good. I think they did a pretty good job. I like that his eyes are pretty exposed. I mean, they're pretty obviously seen, which is good. That's always a plus for the Stan Winston. So yeah, he looks pretty good. Now, before we take a look into the details of the figure, I'm going to bring out some other figures for comparison. All right, so we're going to compare him to some other NECA Ultimate Myers figures. So here we have the H6 standing right next to him. He's actually a little taller than the Halloween 6 Michael, which is, I don't know if that's accurate, but... And then we'll bring in the H2 as well, which they're both significantly taller than. Now, if you look at the jumpsuits, they're all obviously significantly different. This one's definitely more of a green. This one is much more of a gray. And this one in the middle is more of a blue, which is pretty accurate, you know. I do think in this harsh lighting, this jumpsuit looks very green. I don't know if it definitely wasn't that green in the movie. And these are also really dusty. I gotta start dusting these fuckers off. I didn't even realize. But yeah, this just gives you the overall look. I know people have some problems with the NECA figures because of the diaper look. It doesn't really bother me. It never really has. I mean, like, I'm kind of a guy who can do without leg articulation. You know, I don't need it, really. I actually prefer it without, because often these joints will get loose. These leg joints up here will get really freaking loose, which does get on my nerves quite a bit, but still, I think he stacks up well with the other two Myers. But anyway, let's actually have a look at this figure. So I really do think they did a really good job capturing this figure. He's got that really poofy collar, which is good. His collar is very lifted in that film, because they obviously wanted to make him look more like the, you know, the OG. And it's crazy too, this mask would actually be perfect if they just covered up his fucking eyes and his hair wasn't so damn poofy, because the sculpt actually for it's not that bad. It's just the hair and the fact that you can see his eyes, and the fact that he's got painted eyebrows. That's another thing. In terms of articulation, he can do a full rotation at the head, but it is hindered a little bit because of the collar. He's got the double bend at the elbow. He can turn his wrist all the way around. He's got the knee articulation right there. He's got a little bit of ankle articulation. His legs can go out, forward, and backward. And yeah, that pretty much covers it for all the articulation. Nothing too crazy, just your standard NECA articulation. He is definitely he feels a little heavier for whatever reason. Like my H6 and H2 didn't feel this heavy. I don't know what could be the cause of that. I don't know if they made him just a little stockier. He definitely looks a little thinner than the H6 Myers, which he's supposed to, you know, because, I mean, depending on which version of the H6 Myers you're talking, whether this looks definitely a little bit more like a Michael Lerner to me, even though he doesn't have the blood all over the coveralls like a Michael Lerner does. But he's just not as stocky as George P. Wilbur would have been. But I don't know, who knows? So let's pull this head sculpt off. And I'm going to do this off camera. I always struggle with these damn things. There we go. I'm going to pop the new one in. Give me a second. There is one thing I hate in this world. It's trying to take off these head sculpts and replace them. Very frustrating. Nope, I didn't even get it on fully. See? These things are the biggest pain in the ass to do. I hate them. There's nothing worse. All right, there we go. That's good enough for me. So there he is with the K&B sculpt. Again, definitely looks very accurate to the film. This is definitely not what I will be displaying him with. Like I said, much prefer the Stan Winston mask and even the CGI mask over this piece of shit. This mask is terrible, but again, NECA did a very good job at translating it into figure form. So we'll pull this one off, and then we'll put on the CG mask. See how he looks with this. I'll tell you what, out of all the NECA figures I think I've ever had, I've never had them give me this much trouble with the head sculpt. There we go. Alrighty. Got the head sculpt on, and there he is with the CG mask. It pretty much just looks the same as the Stan Winston. There's not really too much different, again, aside from like the shading on the mask, but overall it's the same thing, you know. And then underneath, take the mask off. Underneath, it's just a ball peg. Nothing too special about it. It's just a regular ball peg. And then I'm not gonna sit here and try and force that mask back on, because this shit takes forever. But that is the general look of Michael Myers. So yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to drop a like, drop a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.